perhaps you were could clear this up because Eric Watts, Bill Watts' son, I interviewed, and he told a story that he roughed up ravishing Rick Rude in the dressing room in WCW during the time of Bill Watts. You mentioned you were at least employed during that time. Do you remember hearing anything about this, or is this Eric Watts's imagination?
To be honest with you, I really don't remember much of Eric Watts. He wasn't there that long, was he? I mean, that
No,
might
I
have,
think when Bill was out, I think Eric was brought back during the NWO time, but as a jobber
yeah,
under
maybe,
a
but
different gimmick. But
I
Bill
really
kind of
didn't.
pushed him to the move, and he got a lot of heat.
But I really didn't know him, and I don't know. I never really heard about that. And then once in a while, there might be a push and shove in the locker room, but that was pretty rare. And Rick Rude wasn't 100% mental player either. So nothing Rick Rude would do would surprise me. But I really don't know anything about that. I mean, to be
Did you
honest,
ever hear about that rumor of why Rick Rude killed himself? Because allegedly he tried to inject himself with that Viagra stuff and something went wrong.
God, it was something weird. It wasn't Viagra. It was something new that came up because they were going through the era of the steroids. And I never did steroids. I was 245, 50 pounds in my prime. And because I already had a name and tons of heat, it wouldn't do me any good to take steroids. I waste money. I hate needles. And, I was already over. So why bother? And again, I hate needles and injecting. I never got a flu shot, never got the flu. But Rick was into a lot of steroid abuse. And there was something else. I can't remember the name of this product that came out because steroids were starting to get heat. In the old days, people really didn't pay much attention to it, but then it became illegal.
Human growth hormone, I think you might be thinking of
Maybe
because
that's it, but I
there
know
was
that
no testing.
whatever it was that Rick Rude was, I mean, if you knew Rick, if it said take, 1 teaspoon, he'd drink half the bottle. I mean, Rick was a little out there. But yeah, he overdosed on something, but I really can't remember the name of that stuff.
Yeah, sad situation. Another guy that I've heard was known to take a lot more of whatever the doctor said was the Ultimate Warrior, who was
Oh
in
my God.
WCW for a while. Do you have any memories of that run when he was on Nitro for that bit?
Well, not really. I mean, I was still into the old school of things. And the Ultimate Warrior and some other guys, they were into the new era. And the new era lost contact with the psychology of how to work, how to get in the ring and thrill the crowds. What they all got into was looking great and looking like, a bodybuilder more than a wrestler. I mean, Lex Luger looked great, but if you see his matches, they're all 3 clotheslines and a torture rack. But he looked great. And, so did Billy Graham look great, but then he had liver problems. And so there was a lot of guys that abused the steroids and stuff.